If you feel like print on demand is harder than it used to be, you are not imagining things. Print on demand in 2026 is very different than it was in 2018 or even just 2022, 2023. The good news is it's still very possible to make this into a real business and make profit with selling designs online, but only if you adjust how you're doing things. In today's video, I'm going to be focusing on what's changed, why that old advice doesn't work anymore, and what I personally focus on to still win in my print on demand business and continue making this into a full-time thing, not just a side hustle. This is going to be a 3-part video with each part covering some of the frustrations you guys might be feeling. This first part is going to be all about why print on demand truly does feel harder in 2026. And then we're going to follow that up with what are some things you can do to change that. Now, one of the biggest reasons that print on demand feels way harder this year and last year is because there is not only more competition, it is better and faster competition out there. Not only is the barrier of entry to selling on print on demand platforms way lower than it used to be, there are more different marketplaces that are open. It's easier to make accounts than it ever has been before, so more and more people are flooding these marketplaces. In addition to that, we also have this entire other side. There are so many amazing sites that have templates for making print on demand products. There are AI tools that can help us design better and faster, which is fantastic, but that means there are tons of people that are selling really good quality items at a very, very lightning fast pace. Now, a lot of people think that back in 2020, you could basically just slap anything on a t-shirt and it would start getting sales. And that wasn't the case back then, but your designs did not have to be as top-notch necessarily as they have to be today to capture people's attention and compete with so many other people. Now, this basically means that in 2026, you're not able to just rely on really basic designs, really random uploads, doing things when you want, making things that you like, because so many other people are also competing in this really, really saturated marketplace. And on top of that, another reason that this feels way harder in 2026, expect a lot more from listings. Now, what exactly does that mean? So years ago, you really did not have to think so hard about your title, your description, the thumbnail image you were using, as well as the tags on your listings. If you generally kind of described what was on the shirt you were selling and targeted some good keywords, you had a really, really good chance of getting found as long as you picked a good niche. Now, today, even if you have a good niche, a lot of times the marketplace has so many listings to offer people that they are truly only showing the ones that are super optimized for what that customer is searching for. And if you're not getting really good click-through rate on your listings, if you're not converting, if people are looking at your thing and scrolling on past, never putting it in their cart, never following through on a purchase, the marketplaces take notice of that. They are smart. They have algorithms that are going to continue showing people what is getting results, because places like Amazon and Etsy, they want to make sales just as much as you. So if this listing over here gets clicked on and 5 out of 10 times it's getting purchased, and this other listing over here gets clicked on 20 times and maybe makes a sale once, they are going to continue showing the listing that is performing well. So that means that you need to really focus on converting your listings. So you want to be really, really targeting what people are actually searching for. So instead of just describing exactly maybe what is on this t-shirt, you need to really be thinking about what a customer might be searching for. So for example, if you make a 5th birthday shirt kind of with a unicorn or a mermaid on it, instead of just saying something like cute mermaid birthday shirt, 5th birthday, you need to think exactly what a customer is searching for. So 5th birthday shirt for girls, mermaid. And that is the kind of thing you want to include in your title. So always going back to what are people actually searching for? How can I incorporate that in my listings so that the marketplaces are able to work with me to show this listing to more people? Now, another reason that print on demand truly does feel a lot harder in 2026 is trends burn so much faster than they used to. Back in the day, I really feel like it was possible if you kind of heard heard about a trend on social media, you could make like a shirt or a sweatshirt about it. And if you caught on, you could potentially make thousands of dollars jumping on that trend. But now with how fast, especially short form content moves, the way the news cycle moves, everything is just going at more of a lightning pace. So a lot of times by the time you are even hearing about a trend, so many other people have already heard about it, made products about it, and it's already passing to the new thing. So this is why I don't necessarily teach that you should rely on trends to grow your business. I think it is a way better strategy and a necessary strategy in 2026 that you are relying on evergreen niches that aren't just going to be a flash in the pan right now, and then a few months from now, nobody is even searching for and looking for. Chasing trends without a plan is definitely a way that leads to burnout, and it's a way to potentially grow your business a little bit, and then it all just comes crashing down because those trends move on, and you have to find the next best thing. So that strategy might have worked in the past. It is not something that you can reliably use today. Now, another reason that I see print on demand being a lot harder than it used to be is costs matter a lot more than people realize in this business. Now, back in the day, it was very limited who you could do print on demand with. There was only a select few production partners, and you really only had a few choices. Now, there are so many different manufacturers out there, all offering different things at different prices. But it's really, really important that in 2026, you are kind of staying aligned with the rest of the marketplaces. So you never want to be a lot lower than everybody else, but at the same time, you don't want to be so much higher than everyone else. And you also want to be partnered with someone very reliable who's not only getting you good quality products for the money you are paying them, but they're getting them out fast and in really good quality. Now, the production partner I use and have used for a long time is Printify. Most of you guys have probably heard of them before, but I really like that they have very, very competitive pricing, which means when I price my items that are actually going on Etsy for people to purchase, I can be in line with a lot of the competition and I'm not having to price my items a lot higher. Because if you're doing that, that can kind of scare some people away. But also if you're going with some production partner that you just found online because they have the cheapest prices you've ever seen, so you can price a lot lower, a lot of times that leads to you getting a lot of misprints, mistakes, or sometimes just being priced way too low is going to hurt you with the competition. So I found that Printify is a really, really good kind of middle ground that has great quality, really, really competitive prices, and is just very, very reliable in the current climate of print on demand. Now, in this next part of the video, I am going to be talking more about the strategies that can help you actually still win and grow this business in 2026 without making it feel as hard as it sometimes does. Now, the first and most important thing about growing a print on demand business in 2026 is you need a system, not just some random motivation or inspiration to do this business. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a hard reality and hard truth, but gone are the days where you could just randomly upload 5 shirts on a Saturday and then 20 more the next week and have this booming business that is making you all sorts of profit. You really need to have a strategic plan, and you need to have a lot of consistency in this business to make even a single dollar. Now, I know that is a little bit tough to hear, but truly, the new sellers that I see start at the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, they are making full-time income or at least multiple hundreds or thousands of dollars a month. They have created systems where they are doing the same thing every day, every week, every month to scale this business. Now, your first goal in this business should be getting listings out. This is basically half the battle in print on demand, is getting your research and your ideas into listings that people can actually buy. If you just have all sorts of designs floating around, no matter how good they are, if they never make it onto a listing, you're never going to get clicks and sales. And like I said, with all sorts of the new tools out there, people are uploading faster than ever. So making sure you're keeping up with listings is very, very important. What I typically recommend is pick some kind of upload goal every single day and stick with that. That it was super important in growing my print on demand business. I committed to doing 10 new listings every single day, and I almost never didn't meet that in the first several months of my business, and that really, really helped me grow. Now, many of those listings never made a single sale. They really didn't see the light of day, but I had enough consistency in volume that a lot of the other listings made up for it because some of them were getting a lot of traction and a lot of sales. Now, you don't have to make the goal to upload 10 listings, but if you can commit to doing 3 a day, 5 a day, that is going to be way more effective than just every weekend trying to pump out as many listings as you can and then getting super burnt out and not doing anything for weeks after that. Now, another thing that is so important in 2026 to make this a real business, to make growing actually doable, is you have to understand that cross-niching and sub-niching is no longer optional in this business. So you really can't come to print on demand and just have an idea of something that you like, put it on a shirt, and expect it to sell anymore. Rarely is that ever going to work. You have to take the time to research really good niches that are not saturated, but people are still looking for. Now, this is one of the hardest things to master as a print on demand seller. And so I have come up with a formula that I kind of call my cross-niching method, which basically just involves taking 2 really popular niches and marrying those together to make something that's unique that will sell. So for example, like the niche of bookish things and reading is doing really well right now. And then dog items, being a dog owner, that always is a very popular niche. But those 2 niches alone are way too hard for me to compete in. If I can find a way to kind of marry those together and make a really cute sticker pack with dogs and books, or t-shirt about loving your dog and reading, that is going to have a way better chance of actually making sales. And this strategy can be applied to your entire print on demand business. Now, this whole concept of niche research, finding good niches, validating good niches, can be a video in itself. In fact, I have an entire free workshop that's about an hour long that walks you through this whole process of how to find good niches that are actually going to make sales and kind of compare them against something that might not, so that you can stop wasting a lot of time in your business and start making real sales. I will link that full workshop down below. Like I said, it is free. You also get my guidebook with over 40,000 different niche ideas that have low competition. But you really need some kind of method and some kind of tool to help you find niches that aren't super saturated in this day and age. It's a lot more work up front, but you are saving yourself so much time from going ahead and creating the design that you think will sell well, but it turns out there's hundreds and hundreds of other listings almost exactly like it. Now, another way that you can be able to actually win and grow this business in 2026 is by learning how to design faster, not harder. Now, like I said, one of the downsides of being a print-on-demand seller in 2026 is that so many other people have access to some amazing tools to make designs, to make good images. But that being said, you have the same access to that. So we can't just turn up our nose at all of these new tools, including AI out there. We have to be able to figure out how to really use them to get more designs out faster. So in the past, a lot of print-on-demand sellers did everything from scratch. They were illustrating everything, they were drawing things, they had design backgrounds. And sometimes this still works for people, but honestly, you need to learn how to use tools to get designs out faster, to make listings quicker. Now, I have all sorts of videos on my channel about how to not only use templates, but make AI designs. I will link one of them here, and you can just go through my channel and find many of those. But you really need to learn how to utilize those if you're expecting to make any income on the designs you're uploading. Now, the next thing that you really need to focus on in 2026 to make this a real business that you can scale is your mockups. In today's day and age, mockups are one of the most important tools in your listing. They are not just a decoration or an afterthought after you've made this whole design. So many new sellers, I see them spend so much time researching, so much time making the design, and then they just leave the auto-generated mockup from Printify on their listing and expect it to make sales. That might have worked in the past when there was not a lot to distract us and look at when we are searching for items to buy, but now that mock-up photo is the most important real estate. Now, there are many different areas to invest in your business, but investing in a way to get good mock-ups out is one of the best ways you can spend any money you're making in this business, because it is going to help you make more sales. This is the first place that people are going to see our listings. When a customer searches up something, they are not going to read your title. They're not going to read the description. They are going to look at that picture and they're either going to click on it or they are going to scroll on past. Now, I have a whole video here filled with a lot of tips on how you can improve your mockups and some things that I did to really revive some old listings. Highly recommend checking that out. But if one of the things you've been doing and you've not been getting results is just leaving all those auto-generated mockups, probably the biggest thing you could take from this video is change out those mockups to something you created yourself, probably something that has a real person in it, that's a dynamic lifestyle shot. That is going to do wonders for you actually converting. In this third part of the video, something I want to talk about is the real mindset shift that it takes to be a print-on-demand seller in 2026. Print-on-demand no longer is just a set it and forget it 100% passive income business model. Now, it's never truly been that, and anyone who tried to sell it to you as that was definitely doing some creative interpretations of what it takes to run this business, but there was a lot more of that you could do in the past. Now it's very important to have some really good systems and methods in place, and you need to treat this like a real business. Now, print on demand is wonderful because it is still so flexible, it's still scalable, it's still really easy to start, but you can't expect to treat it like a hobby and make full-time income. You need to be treating this like a business, and you need to have systems set in place and things you are doing every day that is going to help get you closer to your goal. In 2026, print on demand is rewarding those sellers who are working this like a job, not just some new hobby they are trying out for a few weeks. Now, print on demand, it is not dead. It is just different in 2026. But if you've been feeling any of these frustrations, you are definitely not alone. There are very real things that are so different about selling today. And sometimes these old videos that pop up about print on demand can be really frustrating because that is not the reality of selling in today's marketplace. You need to be picking better niches, using better tools, and being more consistent than ever. And if you want a real look at what I am doing in my processes to go from idea to design to actual listing step by step in 2026, I highly recommend watching this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.